To begin our Sunrise Smart Start, we go inside the huddle for the dominating performance for the Bills on last night's home turf game, destroying Jacksonville by 37 points.
The defense held the Jags to just 10 points, but the offense was the story. The Bills scored 5 touchdowns in just the first half, scoring on the first 5 drives. 4 of those passing touchdowns, you see one here, is Josh Allen was 22 of 28 on pass attempts for that, and with the offense putting up 288 yards in the first half. The success, a total team effort. 5 different guys found the end zone, and the quarterback recognized each after the game.
No, and I think it's paying dividends of what we've worked on throughout the entire offseason and through training camp of the everybody eats mentality. And again, it could be your play, this play. You never know when it's going to happen, and that's the beauty of it. When guys get to buy into this and really understand, like, I may not get the ball 4 or 5 times thrown to me a game, but the 1 or 2 times I do, I'm going to have opportunities to be in the end zone.
What a statement win, the final 47-10. Next up for Buffalo Sunday night, a road trip to take on the Baltimore Ravens, who just beat the Cowboys Sunday.
Well, new this morning, we hear from a family, the members there, who say they are mourning the loss of 40-year-old Sean Ron.
He is this victim shot dead in Lyons over the weekend, found as deputies were responding to a domestic violence call Saturday. Aron Spitzer is here live in studio with how the victim is being remembered and updates on the investigation. Aron.
Guys, Sean Ron's daughter, Bri, tells us he was generally considered the life of the party, a man of honor, and died the way he lived, a protector. So when she heard there was a domestic incident in town involving one of his people, she wasn't surprised to hear that he responded. However, what happened next is still unclear, but deputies have told us that 37-year-old Randolph Scott is the man who shot and killed 40-year-old Ron in his apartment in that morning. Scott was tracked down and charged with second-degree murder just a couple of hours after the shooting.
I got a horrible call and I was just in pieces. That was, you know, that was my everything. He was my everything. And he always, it was, you know, sounded like him for sure to definitely try to intervene. So, you know, I'm obviously proud to know that he helped somebody, but saddened that he had to go in the process, of course.
Bri goes on to tell us she's grateful Scott will, quote, not be able to get away, and wants to remind the community of one thing.
If you have the chance, tell your parents you love them.
There's a GoFundMe to help move Ron's body to Florida, where most of his family now lives. We have info on that at rochesterfirst.com. Guys, back to you.
Aron, thank you. Another case we're following. 2 men are facing charges in connection to a string of thefts in Niagara and Orleans counties. Paul and Corey Rutherford are accused of stealing a tractor trailer from Lakeshore Metals in Ridgeway. That was in February. The Orleans County Sheriff's Office says the 2 took the trailer worth more than $100,000 to North Carolina and sold it for $4 grand. Paul is also accused of stealing a truck from Root Brothers Farm, among other property valued at about $200,000 going back to January. He was arraigned last week on grand larceny, burglary, and criminal mischief charges. He also faces grand larceny and criminal possession charges in Niagara County. Corey was arraigned Friday on 1 charge for grand larceny.
The man who police say stabbed a Rochester man to death last month has been found and arrested in Vermont. Back on August 31st, RPD found 52-year-old Kevin Henry stabbed outside of his home on Bartlett Street. He later died at the hospital. Police later identified the suspect as 26-year-old James Frederick. They say Henry and Frederick knew each other, and the stabbing was the result of an argument. Investigators further say Frederick was found in Stowe, Vermont, taken into custody Monday during a traffic stop, and we're further told that efforts are currently underway to return him to Rochester. The Rochester mom who admitted she brutally abused her children in January of 2023, as well as killing her own baby boy. She'll be formally sentenced today in court. 28-year-old Bri Asia Love previously pled guilty to manslaughter and assault in court last month after beating her 1-year-old son Amias to death and injuring her 2-year-old daughter at their home on Joseph Avenue. Investigators described the injuries the baby suffered to his skull, face, neck, and liver. His sister had abrasions to multiple parts of her body. Bri Asia Love will be in court at 11, and she faces anywhere between 22 and 28 years in prison.
Also today, there is another hearing in court for this former Greasetown leader charged with corruption, among other felonies. Michelle Marini seen there. The case is back before a judge at 10 o'clock. This summer, the Monroe County DA announced Marini had been indicted, charged with corrupting the government, grand larceny, and misconduct. Prosecutors say the crimes were linked to her involvement with the development and construction of the new community and senior center in town. Her trial has been scheduled for January. Sunrise traffic here 7 minutes to go until 7 o'clock around our expressways. 590 southbound coming in from Empire Boulevard. All clear. 490 back and forth around Eastview Mall. Good to go. And 390 north and southbound passing through Henrietta. No accidents there.
So there's some fresh insight now into this controversial decision by the Rochester Police Accountability Board that chose to publicly release dozens of now completed investigative reports looking into the actions of officers. The city condemns the release of these redacted reports that detail alleged misconduct by RPD, stating that doing so violates local law. The city also claims the PAB's publishing of the reports is a dangerous move that could cause harm to the officers' reputations, investigations, as well as other issues. Members of the Locust Club, the police union, tell News 8 they were shocked by the action and they call this a waste of time and a distraction.
When you add that to the fact that the state's highest court, the Court of Appeals, said that they have no role in discipline whatsoever, they have no basis whatsoever to be issuing these reports, which then recommend discipline, which exceeds the authority that they have in terms of what they're allowed to release to the public.
If you put two and two together, just because you don't release an officer's name that's involved in an incident, if someone reads the redacted form that is out there and they put it together and say, oh, wait a second, that's my case, nothing is stopping that person from releasing Officer A, B, or C's name.
PAB members acknowledge the agency has had growing pains over the years, and there have been setbacks with access to data and resources essential to ensuring transparency. The board still intends to publish investigative reports online every month.
Happening this week, several malls are hosting their annual college nights. These are meant to spread information to high school seniors, current students at college looking to further their education, and adults who may want to go back to school. The first event tonight from 6 to 8 at Eastview, Marketplace, and Mall at Grease Ridge. Both have theirs tomorrow and Thursday, same times as well at night. For more details on the colleges attending, you can check out rochestercollegenights.org. If it's hot, if it's raining, go to the mall either way. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's right. Nice shelf. You get a little walk-in as well.
Some
great
gentle
spots.
mall walking in AC.
Yeah, that's right. Numbers that get to just 70 degrees today. Maybe a few spots stay in the lower 60s. That's where we are now. Clouds, yes. Rain showers, also yes. We've got it today, tomorrow as well, and probably just into Thursday. I do expect us some morning showers to taper off and then sun in the afternoon. And then a nice stretch of Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All those days look great. Highs in the low to mid 70s. Overnight lows in the 50s. So AC getting a much needed break this week.
And no heat, no 40s yet.
Yeah, exactly. Not too cool. We'll stay above average.
All right, thank you, James. That does it for Sunrise. We'll see you back here at 7:25.
Have a wonderful day.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather.